Okay. To the saints and faithful brothers of Christ at Colossus. Okay, so pretty much when Paul is writing these letters, I'm trying to figure out how I can explain this. So pretty much like this part right here, like when he's just introducing himself, you guys probably know this already, but I just want to explain it. He is just writing letters to different churches because the churches are they don't really know what's going on. They're just trying their best, and it's hard, obviously, at that time. They didn't have phones. They didn't really have none of that. So Paul was just like, hey, I'm going to help y'all out, whatever. So he wrote letters to the churches. Anyways, oh my gosh, I really need a tripod or something. Okay, we're going to go on to 3. We give thanks to God, our Father, Lord of our Lord Jesus Christ, praying always for you, having heard of your faith in Jesus Christ and the love which you have towards your saints, because of this hope which is laid up for you in the heavens, of which you've heard from the word and the truth of the good news, which has come to you, even as it is in the world, and is bearing fruit and growing, as it does in you also, since the day you heard and knew of the grace of God. Even as you learned from Ephras, I don't even know how to say that, our beloved fellow servant, who is a faithful servant of Christ on your behalf, who also declared your love in the Spirit. For this cause, we also, since the day we heard this, don't cease praying and making requests for you, that you may be filled with knowledge of his spiritual wisdom and understanding, that you may walk worthily that you may walk worthy of the Lord, to please him in all respects, bearing good fruit in every work and increasing in knowledge of God. Okay, so pretty much that's verses 1 through 10. So, yeah, that was pretty good. So what I wrote, when I read my Bible, I'm like girl has a little stuttering problem. Okay, I could feel like the angels around me right now are like laughing. They're like, well, maybe they don't laugh. Something that I think is like literally the way that the Lord created the angels that like protect us, like their brains, like they don't have, like I don't even know if they have like brains, like they're just beings. I don't know. Well, I guess they do talk. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I was thinking about that. I'm like, they don't have human brains, so they don't understand like human jokes, or maybe they do. I don't know. I feel like the Lord anyways, what I got from 1 through 10 is, first thing is loving God and I feel like a way you can show the Lord that you love him, and this is me personally. You're activating my ADHD. Dude, my ADHD is like I literally want to, I'm praying about, this is so TMI, you guys, I don't even know y'all, it's nothing bad, I just, like my ADHD is so bad, and since I'm pre-med and pre-law, which, pretty hard, like I'm smart in school, but it's sometimes hard for me to focus, so I'm thinking of like praying about going on ADHD meds. I need to research, obviously. Anyways, that's so, you guys literally don't care. Anyways, loving God and putting your hope and faith in him. I feel personally that a good way that I show the Lord that I love him, and I fail at this so hard sometimes, is like trusting God, like showing him that I trust him, showing God that I have faith in him. And and another way I feel also is like loving his kids, because think about it this way, like the Lord, he doesn't want you to like, actually, I don't know, I'm not God, so I'm not gonna say what he does and doesn't want you to do, but I feel like personally, I think a way that I show the Lord that I love him is by loving on his kids, and by showing him that, or not showing him, but like honoring and respecting his kids and like loving on them. And if this is something that I started learning once I moved to Chicago, is definitely the way that the people in Chicago treated others and like really respected them. And my mentor, she's amazing, I love her. She really like showed me love in like a different way, like just taking me in, as like a daughter pretty much, and like just being a really nice figure. Dang, I talk so much, but pretty much like she showed me like her and my friends, they just really showed me the love of God and like really loving and caring and nurturing God's children. So yeah, that's how I show the Lord I love him. And showing God that I trust him is when there's obviously going to be things that, I mean, as humans, we want control. Thank you so much for that. We want control. Oh my gosh, user 810, boy, you need to calm down. Did your parents not teach you patience? You're like, sorry. Whoa, that was not loving. Well, maybe that was hard love. That was, anyways, what am I saying? Oh yes, trust in the Lord. Okay, there's different ways that I show the Lord that I trust him, and there's different ways to like build trust. So there's things that I do when I'm praying. So the way that I personally pray is I write letters to Jesus. That's my prayer form of praying, right? And so the way that I build my faith and build my trust in the Lord is by having those things to remind me of his promises, to remind me of his goodness, to remind me of his grace. And Romans 8:28, like I said, like that verse applies to every single thing in your life. God will work it out for your good and for his glory, because he loves you, not because you deserve it, but because he loves you and he cares for you. Okay. So for example, me, I was like, so I'm first generation, right? First college student to ever go into like, first college student ever in my family. And for me, I put so much pressure on myself. And so with like, for example, like my like parents, like they put, or my mom, she puts a lot of pressure on me, which I mean, I understand. But then I started seeing God like that, because the way you see your parents is a reflection of how you're going to see Christ. And this is something that I didn't believe as true until it like it actually hit me. Like, I put so much pressure on myself because I'm like, I have to pay my bills. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do